As the streaming war battle rages on, Netflix has made it perfectly clear that in 2020, money is no object. Let's talk about that. Hello, all you entertainment fans out there. Welcome to Nerd News with your host, this tattooed bearded guy. And if this is your first time here, this is a show created for nerds by nerds, so welcome. Just make sure there's nothing on your shoe before you come in. Just wipe it off the mat. Thanks. And today we're going to talk about Netflix and their amazing budget that they have set for themselves in 2020. But like we do before each and every episode, if this is your first time here, I would greatly appreciate it if you selected the like, the subscribe, and the notification bell. That notification bell will notify you of all episodes as I push them out to you out there in the intersphere. Let's continue. So the year is 2020, and the streaming wars, they're just battling out. They're duking it out to see who can have the most subscribers, the most in revenue. That's right, streaming wars continues. Whatever streaming service you choose, from Hulu to Apple TV Plus to Disney Plus and Netflix, you have your alliance, and as do I. However, the competition in the entertainment field doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon when it comes to streaming services. So Netflix. So according to Variety, Netflix is about to raise their budget significantly this year. Specifically $17.3 billion in just their original content that they will be creating. That's up $15.3 million that they had last year for original content. And at this point, it looks like Netflix has really saved their lunch money. You know what I mean? Like their parents gave them lunch money, and they're like, nah, I'm saving it for a better lunch in 2020. So with all the original content that Netflix already has, like Stranger Things, they're already ranking in the bank with just that one singular show. And they're seeing how far they can push the envelope with a bigger, with their wallet just a little bit bigger. So I mean, to put all that money towards original content makes sense. I mean, look how some of the other shows are doing there's some of these shows are already starting to be acknowledged for major awards. A good example of that, The Irishman got nominated for a bunch of awards, and it's for acting, for screenplay, for, everything's starting to be acknowledged by the Academy, essentially. Now, this budget is a massive jump over its competitors. For example, Disney Plus is spending about $1 billion in their original content. HBO Max is spending $2 billion on theirs. I mean, with Netflix having those great hits in The Irishman, Stranger Things, and even A Marriage Story, they have a good catalog of scripts and actors that they can pull from, since Netflix has been around since the dawn of time. So at this point in the streaming wars, the name of the game is original content. That's the keyword of this episode, kids. Original content. They did a poll, and in 2019, Netflix did lead the way in viewership for original content. Well, I mean, who pays for cable nowadays? I mean, everything, you just do a streaming service. It's cheaper and you get everything all at once. Come on. Get with the times, kids. Basic cable was at 18%, broadband TV was at 17%, and the amazing YouTube was at 13%. But, I mean, everything is starting to come together here in 2020, and every single streaming service, every single streaming service is spending a boatload of money trying to make their mark on this giant war that is the streaming services. Now, granted, a lot of these newer services haven't had their full category come out. Disney Plus, for an example, has a slew of Marvel shows and a ton more Disney shows and movies that are slated to slowly start to be released. HBO is kind of like DC. It's more dramatic. It's more focused on those kind of pieces and those kind of stories. But the big thing about this is it just depends on what you, the consumer, is what piques your interest. Do you want something more lighthearted like Disney? Do you want to see the dramatic pieces that you have in HBO? Or do you want kind of a little bit of a mix on Hulu? Or do you want to see a lot of creator content that we do here on YouTube? It really just what type of tea do you like? You find the tea that you want and you drink it. I really hope that analogy worked because it sounded better in my head. Don't know how it sounded out to you. And I talked about this briefly in one of my episodes. Netflix has a partnership with Nickelodeon. Now that's another big key part of this budget because they can also do original content with new Nickelodeon shows and are revamping older ones that we are used to growing up. So the two things that are name of the game for streaming services are original content and shows and or movies that are nostalgic. Disney has Marvel, Netflix is having Nickelodeon. Now what is HBO gonna have? What nostalgic thing can they bring from the past and bring it onto HBO? I mean, are they gonna do like, do you remember like Full House? Do you remember TGIF? What if they got TGIF? Would you watch it? Now, no matter how you cut the cake, it's a win-win for us, the consumer, us, the movie buffs and the TV buffs, because no matter what streaming service you subscribe to, you're going to get great content across the board. But if you have an alliance towards one or the other, that's fantastic. It's just the content is great. All these shows are fantastic, and I, for one, am excited to see all these original shows. Because, I mean, reboots and remakes are fine. You know, they're okay to a point, but I think that this is 2020 is the year of original content. That's what we need in entertainment. But thanks, guys, for watching. This was a short little episode, just letting you know what's going on here in the Netflix streaming wars saga that's going to happen throughout our lifetime, apparently. And if you enjoy my show, please check out my nerd news accounts on Instagram and Twitter. I update those accounts daily so that you know what's going on in entertainment news. And until next time, guys, I want you to remember that way back in the day, Blockbuster had a chance to buy Netflix. They literally laughed them out of the office. Sorry, Blockbuster, but you done messed up.